Welcome back to Beautiful Joe. We're in part 4, and we just shot up out of the sewers.
Oh,
there's no ninjas or turtles here. Unless if the putties are supposed to be ninjas, but if that's the case,
No,
then...
they're not.
Oh, well, yeah. Wait, what's up with the Oh, that was just a graphical glitch. For a moment, the meter looked point, but it must have just been the green guy going behind the meter. Never mind, ignore me. I'm babbling.
These things with the rotor blades remind me of those enemies you encounter in Final Fantasy VII when you're climbing up the tower to prevent Sector 7 from falling.
It looks like Link to me. It looks like there's a lot of Zelda fanboys in the putty ranks for some reason.
You remember the good old days when there were actually enemy types in RPGs that only appeared once in one specific area?
You know, that's something about RPGs that's bothered me ever playing a wider variety of them. Because the RPG I played the most as a kid was obviously Pokemon. In Pokemon, every single character you meet in the game is different. You know, so it's just like the whole palette swap thing didn't even occur to me as an idea until I played Final Fantasy IV, and it's just like, huh, these goblins that I fought just seem to be a brown version of the goblins I fought 20 minutes ago. Odd.
Well, part of that is because they can just have the same enemies at different levels. But, as technology's progressed in RPGs, you wind up recycling a lot more shit. So, you'll have fewer different enemy types, and more just recycled versions of old enemy types, simply because they don't want to have to make another model.
Well, don't you love fighting ice cream scoops, Lewis? If there was an RPG and I was making it just for you, Lewis, every enemy would be an ice cream scoop. Even the final boss.
So you take Pokemon Black and White, stick in a Game Shark, and make every Pokemon the ice cream one.
I was more referring to Final Fantasy X there, but, you know.
I know.
It's assumed you beat them up.
Yeah.
It just happens off camera.
Disney death.
Are we playing in kids mode?
No.
Can't technically show the violence.
No, we're not playing in kids mode, John. We're playing in for kids mode.
Thank you and good night!
I'll be here all week.
Wait, did slowing down time actually make it? How?
Holy shit! They tricked out the mystery machine.
Well, they finally stopped spending all their fucking money on Scooby snacks.
And
Wait,
weed.
hold on. Was that girl in the poster in the background topless? Hold on. I need another clear shot of that.
Yep, she is.
Wait, she is? Oh, are we gonna have to, like, censor this shit?
No. She has something over the naughty
I didn't
bits,
like
but...
that retort, Ryan. They can stop buying Scooby snacks and weed. Yeah, Scooby snacks.
Oh, she's not, like, stuff covering the nipples, which means she might as well be topless.
Yeah. We're fighting helicopters.
Oh, so if we're in movies, we must be at the beginning of Iron Man 3. So somebody
No, we're X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Let's stand on the turning propellers of a helicopter and punch them.
Okay,
works.
Joe, go up to Tony Stark, smack him in the face, and tell him to get all those Iron Man suits out now. Thank you.
Look, now we have to fight another one. Because lazy...
The coins are the shop money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't see it right now, but this helicopter's getting the shit beaten out of it.
Well,
The rotor blades don't hurt you at all?
they do.
If I put it in slow motion, it won't hurt me.
Pretty much.
Oh, so now, are the mooks like an endless spawning thing, or...?
They come out of the helicopter until you...
Okay. Oh, I just noticed that there was a live counter at the bottom left of the screen. If you die,
you have to start from the last checkpoint.
Where there's a checkpoint at the beginning of every fight, or at the end?
Every time you can power up or save, that's a checkpoint.
Okay. So if you die at the end of the level, you gotta start that level all over again.
From the last point when which you could save / power up, yes.
What happens when you run out of all your lives? Oh, well, then why have...
Wait, is it simply cosmetic?
I don't know.
Why have... That just bothers me in games. It's
See,
just
like, right now would be considered a checkpoint.
It's like either have a life count that poses a challenge, or don't have a life count at all, right?
If your life count and your continues are the same thing, then why even bother with the life count? Dumb. Dumb.
Is the highest rank you can get Viewtiful?
Yeah, well, Rainbow Beautiful, yeah.
How do you do that?
Basically, all of these.
All of these? Oh.
Yeah. It's like, it's actually reminds me of Bayonetta.
Yeah.
You think Platinum's the biggest rank, but no, there's pure Platinum, which you get if you do everything perfectly and not get hit.
Yeah, pretty much.
How many of those have you gotten, John?
3.
3? How many levels are there in the game?
Well, I think there's like, off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Probably in the vicinity of 20 if it's anything like Devil May Cry.
Well, you see, I don't want to consider them levels or chapters. I think in terms of chapters, there's like 13.
Oh, but there's like smaller acts.
But there's like smaller acts in the, yeah.
And you can get medals for each of those smaller acts, then?
Yes.
Okay, so there's probably a good... So basically, when it comes to percentages, not a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I should probably... Oh, wait, PS3, Xbox only. I was just gonna say, I should probably play Bayonetta 1 before I play Bayonetta 2.
Get a PS3.
Yeah,
if you gotta play Bayonetta, you play it on a 360.
with the PS3 version.
The PS3 version had horrible load times. I hear they've been patched out of the game.
By patch, they mean they let you install the game on the HDD. There's times, but it still, I think it still has graphical inferiority in a few areas, and I hear it has a lot of slowdown compared to 360.
It's one of those games that was developed for the 360 and then ported over to the PS3, which is generally what happened in all the multi-console games that were inferior on the PS3.
Well, the problem with this is that I don't know why they... Well, they had to do that because the Xbox 360 just has worse hardware, so if you want it to run on both, you have to design it with the 360 in mind first.
Not necessarily. The thing is, it's easier to develop for the 360, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to develop for the 360, but if you know what you're doing, you can get better results on the PS3. That's how I understand it anyway. I could be wrong because I've never been.
The PS3 has those, cell processor weird architecture thing going on.
Whatever the fuck it has going on in there. Was there ever a multi-platform game that did better on the PS3 than the 360?
I think Resident Evil 5 did, but it was...
In terms of performance or sales?
Performance.
No, there were a number.
Like
mostly the ones made in Japan, but...
Resident Evil 5,
Joe got a chaos.
semi sort of Devil May Cry 4, but that was because it started on the PS3 and became multi-platform later. Same for Final Fantasy 13.
I was actually about to say Final Fantasy 13, yeah.
Joe got some Chaos Emeralds.
He opened the door, did the yellow.
Oh, I love every beat 'em up has this.
Oh look, there were no enemies to fight.
Wait, no, that's wrong. Go back.
The thing
you
is,
fight the enemies in the hallway, next to the elevator.
Devil May Cry 2 had an elevator section exactly like that, except with enemies. The thing was, it was actually the most fun part of the game because the enemies were in an enclosed space where you could actually keep a combo up.
Wait, the enemies know how to Z-axis, but why does Joe not know how to...
Game.
Because Z-axis is not beautiful.
Do you think a Viewtiful Joe game could work in 3D?
Yeah, I think it could. It just depends on what you want to do with it.
I think they should probably try that.
We have it. It's called Bayonetta.
It's called God. It's called God Hand.
Seriously though, Ted, if you're considering playing Bayonetta, do so. It's a really great game.
It is.
Eventually. I was sort of hoping that they'd make a Wii U port because of Bayonetta 2, but I don't.
I do too. Just people exposed to it before they play Bayonetta 2, but that's.
Well, how well did Bayonetta 1 do, like, sales-wise? I know it was a critical success, mostly.
I can look it up real quick. Give me a second.
I don't
you
remember
guys-
doing a massive amount sales-wise.
Well, like, I'm not expecting, like, multi-million AAA title, but I think it did well enough for people to have been excited for a sequel, at the very least.
Or Nintendo just paid Sega a lot of money to get a mature, quote-unquote, game on their system.
It
Well,
sold 1.35.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
for a new IP, that's a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, it was.
As of March 31st, 2010.
Yeah, it was. Oh, well. Bayonetta was billed as sort of a spiritual successor to Devil May Cry at a time when people were complaining about Devil May Cry 4 sucking for some reason. Pro tip: it doesn't. It's just kind of not that
The
awesome.
story just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Well, one part about
Oh.
Devil May Cry 4 that bugs me, and I haven't even played it, is that the two main characters look exactly the same.
Yep.
One has gray hair and a red jacket, the other has gray hair and a red jacket.
Blue jacket.
Oh,
Totally different. Come on, Ted.
hold on. I need to look. I'm pretty sure
The
that I
style
saw
of their the style of their clothing is actually different when you look at what they're wearing and not just the coat.
Well, okay, well, hold on.
Not to mention one's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch.
That and they have totally different personalities.
Okay, well,
You notice that.
And one's voiced by the Black Ranger.
hold on. I'm looking up. Okay, because I'm looking up Google Images right now. I'm looking up Dante in one. I've got Dante up in one tab. In
Nero.
Well, I would have Nero up in the other tab, but for some reason, Google. Okay, there it is. Okay, see, I'm looking. Yeah, their designs are big. If you're looking at them at a glance, like you just see it pop up at the screen, the average person would not be able to tell who is who. Like looking at Nero himself, looking at his design, and you didn't know anything about Devil May Cry, you could just assume that this was his new design for Dante's new
Actually,
design.
they did assume that at one point. That the developers had to say Dante.
Yeah, because he looks pretty much identical to Dante. It's just a different.
That's intentional, though.
Foolishness, Ted.
Well, if you're gonna make a new character, why make him look the same as the old character?
The last time they changed
Because
Dante's
he's
design
supposed to
radically,
be-
people complained, so... And then they did it again immediately after.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be similar. There's a reason for that. They don't ever properly explain the reason, but
Well, if they
it's
don't
there.
bother to explain the reason, then make him look different enough that I can tell.
We'll
Thank
get to it in our DMC.
Are-
You guys gave up on DMC4. Why would we ever
Are you
think that we'd ever go
colorblind?
back to it?
Are you colorblind, Ted?
One's wearing a red jacket, one's wearing a slightly different designed red jacket.
It's
They-
a blue jacket.
It looked pretty damn red to me.
It's blue.
Blue. Are you serious, Ted?
There's red on it though. There's red.
in
There's
his
red.
He has
I
a red
think I
undershirt.
think Ted's more getting at the inner shirt of the blue jacket.
He has a red inner shirt, because
Well,
you're
in all of the artwork I'm
looking at it
seeing, it
either
looks.
from behind or from a distance.
Well, Dante has a blue inner shirt on his normal thing, so
He has
you know
a
what?
black- Actually, it's black. It's black and red.
They look pretty much the same. Okay,
Black and red has always been Dante's color scheme.
Nero could just be an alternate costume for Dante.
He's supposed to be similar. They're related to the same guy.
Well, just because. Okay, well,
Nero
just
is
'cause-
Nero is halfway a new character and halfway a Virgil reference.
doesn't look exactly the same as Dante.
That's because he's a freaking samurai, formal ass bullshit guy.
Well, you don't need just because you're related doesn't mean you look the same. Give him his own hair color at the very least. That's how you differentiate most of the characters in anime anyway. Oh, that's the red-haired guy. Oh, that's the green-haired
But
chick.
the thing about them being white-haired was supposed to be the half demon thing.
Well, then he can dye it. Not that hard.
Ryan, what's your assessment?
I'm watching Viewtiful Joe.
Yeah!
So I can't tell if this is trying to be a very Japanesey game or a very American game. Because like
Little bit of both.
Because like I see lots of Sentai stuff, but then you've got cowboys and football players and shit.
And cheeseburgers.
And
That's
cheeseburgers.
strictly American.
No, that's just because we're it's ramen in the Japanese one.
Oh, I see.
Wait, really?
No,
No, I think that was making fun.
Okay.
We're playing 4Kids mode.
Well, you see, I would actually, I would actually have almost believed that because ramen in Metal Gear Solid 3 was like one of the best food items in the game. And then there was this radio conversation dedicated to how awesome ramen was.
America actually likes ramen though, because there's
if you eat actual ramen.
Well,
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, how many actual
talking
ramen
about-
stores do you know of, though?
They were talking about instant ramen, though.
They were. Oh,
I haven't eaten it in a long time, but I still like instant ramen.
Instant ramen is good. It's not as nearly as good
Ted,
as
you can't control what I like and don't like.
and you know,
I
half the thing
try.
is, it really does depend on what instant ramen you're eating, because you know you'll have your cheap $1 packets, which are open, and you'll have like $2 instant ramen bowls, which are really good.
Do you not like the sodium intake on instant ramen, Ted?
No, it's all of the sauce that the noodles come in always tastes funny to me, like the other stuff.
Well, usually when I'm eating like those teriyaki ramen bowls, I don't usually bother with the vegetables because they're so dried out.
Yeah.
Well, really, when it comes to cheap food, I'd rather just have pizza or Easy Mac.
Pop-Tarts and Powerade.
Well, you see, here's the thing about Mac. Pizza and Easy Mac don't cost $1 for 3 packets.
But you can get a large pizza for like.
Also,
$7.
Easy Mac is fucking disgusting. Get that
Easy
shit
Mac is fine.
It's disgusting.
It's
And
fine.
I can never get the powder to mix correctly.
Well, then you're not doing it right. Some's always gonna stick on the sides. Yeah.
Why
but
are we
it'll get on
talking about this?
Brian, your assessment.
My food's here.
Yeah!